Best press conference ever.
Questions?
How are things going with the guys, post Louisville?
Good, they're good. They, we had a tough road, 5 games in 8 days, and it was, everyone was high level and pressure packed. And Sunday off, yesterday's practice was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. Today, we got to zero in on a few things and get ready for a tough ball game. It's funny how now everybody's trying to give Tom billboard action. Oh, they're going to kill him. Come on now, this is going to be a war. There's 16 teams left. Every one of them can play, and every one of them are inspiring. Every one of them are playing out of desperation. Every team. So if you're still playing now, you're fortunate. And if you get a chance to play in a game, and if you expect that it's going to be easy, you'll get beat. These games are going to be tough. Every one of them.
John, when you look back at that first game, what did you do well and what did you do not so well?
What first game?
With Indiana.
Well, the score wasn't indicative. They beat us every way. They were more physical. They played with more intensity. They executed better. Made shots that they had to make. We had a couple guys literally no-show the game. One just won. You guys got one. But if you watch the tape, there was more like 2 or 3. Michael Gilchrist was really a man that kept us in. Marcus T played better in the second half. First half was not very good, but that was so far. That was like a season ago, literally 4 months ago. It was so long ago. I had to watch the tape to remember anything. But they played well. They were. One thing about it, we're better, but so were they. Both teams are way better than they were then. So.
How are they better?
They execute better. They have a better plan for what their strengths are, how they're playing to cause mismatches and trying to get Zelda the ball. They're guys that are drivers are driving and doing a great job. And then defensively, they're way better than they were. They're more physical. They're better.
They've won 2 games without Verdell Jones. Are they different in any way?
Did they what?
They've won 2 games, obviously, in this tournament without Verdell Jones, the point guard. Have you looked at them enough to know?
Well, Hall's the point guard. He's another handler for them. They shorten their rotation. This time of the year, you can get by playing 5 guys, literally, if they stay in foul trouble. 6 and 7, you get 2.5-minute timeouts. You get a 60-minute halftime. I mean, it's like, what in the world? I mean, it's like so it's not as though, no timeouts in a 30-minute half. Now let's go again. So,
John, you guys were saying that the message has been win the weekend. It's 3 weekends. Win the first weekend.
Well, I said play that first weekend. Just worry about that. But you got to win the game you're in. You got to play every possession. See, at this point, one of the things they do a great job of is they take off their 4 and their 5, especially their 5. So they go from defense to him sprinting. If you lose track of that 2 or 3 times a half, that's 6 buckets. You lose the game. Well, one time, coach. It's the 3rd time this half, 3 times this half. You must sprint back. You must be focused on all possessions. You break down on a couple pick and rolls and they bang 3s. Say it's 2 or 3, just 3 possessions then. That's 9 points. So you have 7 possessions, 8 possessions you break down. You cannot win the game. So it is about possessions, taking yourself out when you're tired, or you lose focus. See, losing your concentration is as bad as being tired. You're mentally tired. Come out, get your breath, and then get back in. So those are really important in all these games.
You mentioned after that game in Gainesville, you thanked ESPN for the commercial that sort of motivated your guys. Now that this rematch is here, this week do you almost try to dial back that rhetoric for fear of them getting too amped up?
Well, it wasn't rhetoric, it was true. I mean, I wasn't just speaking, but what I would tell you is I don't ever teach anger because the physiology of that is really close to fear. So if you try to make your team angry and it doesn't go right, it turns to fear within their own bodies. So I don't do that. We're worried about us being our best. If that's not good enough, then someone played an outstanding ball game and deserved to win. as long as we're doing what we do and doing our best. How do we get our team to play at their best? I feel I got a terrific team with terrific players. Let's worry about us playing well. Let's not worry about what happened 4 months ago. It doesn't matter now. We haven't talked about it in any of the meetings. It's not like, okay, we got another shot at the, it's none of that. It's, we got a ball game, a team in front of us that can beat us because we know that. They've already beaten us. So we're going to have to play a terrific ball game. And that may not be enough because they may come out of their minds. They may play crazy. They're the leading three-point shooting team in the country, or one of them. If you foul them, they shoot almost 80% as a team from the free throw line. So if you foul them or give them threes, you're losing. That's how it is. I mean, that's what they do.
Michael's the one guy on this team that you've talked about, he's talked about, maybe can be prone to being overexcited. He's the one guy after that game the other night that said, I hate that commercial, you know, I want to get him back. Do you worry about him at all going into a game like that?
The youngest freshman in the country, they say stupid things.
Coach, you mentioned you have guys that in high school score 25 points a game and things like that. Is the toughest thing about stopping your team is that opponents have to pick their poison and try to figure out which guy to stop?
No, what Indiana's going to do is they're going to back off of Teague and they're going to back off of Michael Gilchrist. The only issue is it's dangerous because we've all seen those guys have big games. And what you're hoping is, well, let's hope that they're not making shots. That's what I would think that they would do. But I think what we are is a good defensive team. We're an athletic team. We're a driving team. If we make threes, we're a really strong team. Again, Iowa State played a heck of a basketball game. They missed threes, but we were up on them. They didn't get any open looks, and when they got open looks, they made them. We acted like everybody, well, they should have beat Iowa State. Let me just tell you, Kansas didn't beat Iowa State. So you're talking about a terrific basketball team, but we played well. So they played well, we did what we're supposed to do. And that's what you have to do each game here. It's about how do we play our best. Let's not get too fancy. Let's not get too crazy. You know, let's not, this isn't like the trick 'em time. When you end up trying to trick at this time of the season, you know who you trick? Yourself. You trick yourself. We're established who we are. They're established who they are. They have a good idea how they'll play us. He knows how we're going to play them and throw it up. Let's see what happens.
John, do you ever talk about the ultimate goal, or do you just talk in
No,
possession?
just just being our best. The ultimate goal is about being our best. There's so many things that can happen. There's one thing we can control. Us being in a great frame of mind and playing our best. And that's all we talk about. So, you know, I know, you know, that you have all this stuff out here. To us, it's a closed house, closed shop. Let's just be our best. Here's what we look like when we're our best.
Don, you and Tom are such good friends. How do you come to terms with or wrap your mind around the fact for you to succeed, you have to cause him pain in his season and vice versa?
I don't enjoy it, but, you know, during the game, I'm just thinking of one thing. Let's do the best we can. Let's win this. Let's just be at our best. Keep an eye on what's happening. I'm not worried about anything else. When the game ends one way or another, then you're like, you know, for me, if we go down, and if he goes down, I'm going to be ecstatic, but I'll feel bad for him. And I think the same. I mean, he's a terrific coach. Has done a great job. Look where he's got his team. You know, the games that I watched them play, you know, they played well.
Terrence was singled out so much in that first game. What do you think his disposition is going to be going into this one?
I don't know. I hope he's playing like he just keep doing what he's been doing. Tell him whatever you're eating, whatever you're reading, tell the rest of the guys.
Has this been the most dialed in for as many games in a row as you've seen him, you know, over the last 2 years?
He's doing good. He's doing good.
Do you have any new offense installed yet that Tom doesn't know?
We're just trying to tweak what we have and let's get better at what we do. You know, be ready for a physical war. I'm watching all these games. I don't know where this, you know, physical play stuff that we were supposed to be calling went to. But, you know, I swore one team had lacrosse equipment on. I mean, but, so we're doing stuff physically so we can be in that kind of game and withstand it. You know, because you don't have any control over how it's going to go. Is it going to be a rough game or not? Is it going to be called closely or not? You know, so.
Back on that first game, was there something Anthony did or didn't do that got him in foul trouble?
He left his feet twice, and he didn't need to either time. So,
Last question.
You do more hitting with pads and stuff like that because of all the physical play in the NCAA?
we're just doing everything physical in practice. When we're guarding each other, we're telling them to get up and be, you know, around the goal. The guy goes to shoot, body him a little bit, because that's what we're having on drives, ride the guy. You know, it's what I'm seeing in all these games. Guys flying all over the place. Be aware of flopping, you know, on drives. We're telling them to just be aware, because it's hard when you're getting, you know, you call it the fish hook, because you drive by a guy, and the other guy slides under and takes a charge on you. You know, stuff's hard. So they're physical games, but you know what? They're physical for everybody. It's not just physical one way or another. They are physical. They're roughhouse games right now, and we're playing a team that plays that way.
Yeah, but my question is, are you doing more stuff physical in
Now,
practice?
you can't do too much. I'm not trying to get too much body to body, but they have an idea as we do the drills. All right,
Thank you.
thanks.